Hi everyone. So I am Dr. Vijay Bhaskar Reddy, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Chemistry. I am handling environmental science subject. So today we are going to discuss about the water pollution, how water will be polluted, what are the major pollutants is there, what are the chemicals are polluted, what are the chemicals are mixed, any waste will be mixed, any industrial will be mixed. These are all will be in the next slides we discussed elaborately. So here the water pollution. Water means the addition of any organic and inorganic components. Like a organic means like a fats, oils, like this organic is coming. Any inorganic substances like a salts. All salts are coming under the inorganic one. So these will be substances change the physical and chemical properties of water. For example, when these inorganic salts will be mixed with the water, some of the physical properties like melting point, boiling point, whatever heat of temperature, combustion, these are all parameters will be changed. Is the chemical properties means either whatever the reactivity, any hardness, turbidity, these are all will be changed by the some of the chemical properties. So once the any organic or inorganic substances will be added to the water or mixed with the water, their physical and chemical properties of water they leading to the generally effects of the living organisms. Living organisms means like a plants and animals. So then that is called a water pollution. So generally any inorganic or organic substances will be mixed. Then the water quality parameters like physical and chemical properties will be changed. That affects on the living organisms like plants and animals. The uses of the water will be reduced. That is called the water pollution. So now coming to there are different types of pollutions are there. So mainly classified the 4 categories. First one is the physical pollution of water. Physical pollution of water means when the substances will be mixed with the water, the physical parameters like a odor or smell, that will be a density or taste or turbidity and thermal properties. These physical properties will be changed when the physical whatever substances will be mixed with the water. So those are coming under the category of the physical pollution of the water. Now coming to the chemical pollution of the water. So some of the inorganic and organic chemicals like either acids or alkali or toxic inorganic compounds, some of metals. So these are all will be combined with the water or mixed with the water. So then that will be created the pollution under the category of the chemical pollution of water. So here for example any acids or alkalis, toxic inorganic compounds and organic inorganic compounds will be dissolved or soluble in water. That will be coming under the category of the is a chemical pollution of water. Now these organic pollutants will be some will be biodegradable, some will be non-biodegradable. So biodegradable means that will be easily degradation or easily decomposed on the some parameters. Some will be organic compounds are not easily decomposed or not biodegradable in the water. So in the presence of the either oxygen, so that will be biodegradable, some will be not biodegradable. So non-biodegradable pollutants major affect the aquatic system and the long life. For example, if the non-biodegradable organic matter will be present in the water, that will be affect of the aquatic system like fishes, algae, fungi. These are all will be affected by the non-biodegradable organic compounds. So now coming to the water pollution in the third one, biological pollution. So third category is the biological pollution. This biological pollution of the water is mainly due to the presence of whatever bacteria, algae, fungi, virus, microorganisms, protozoa. These are all will be mixed or combined with the water. So coming to the different sources is category of the biological pollution of the water. So for example, any protozoa will be coming under the water, you take it water, that protozoa containing the water, amoeba or that one. So we are getting the dysentery or dehydration, whatever amoebiasis is coming. So means that will be harmful to the when the water will be consumed in the public. So for example, how these, whatever the microorganisms and the protozoa, bacteria, this will be, what is the major medium will be involved for growing or developing that one. Here the human solid excreta from the human bodies and decomposable organic matter. Generally water containing the any organic matter will be decomposed. So that sewage water the best medium for the development of harmful pathogenic bacteria. So means in the whatever water containing the microorganisms or bacteria or protozoa, this will be growing. Some of the medium is required. That medium is coming from the, when the water will be more polluted from the either excreta from the solid wastes from the human beings or the decomposable of the organic matter present in the water, that will be working as a major medium for the growing of the these biological related microorganisms. So this biological pollution of the water can be divided into the following two processes. First one is the biomagnification, second one is the eutrophication. So biomagnification means generally is a concentration of the whatever substance, heavy metals, inorganic substances, whatever pesticides, whatever is the pollutants, this will be slowly increased in the concentration of the higher trophic level of the food chain. For example, in the first food chain is the producers are coming, is the next level is the consumers are coming, next level is the primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers are coming. So means the concentration will be slowly increased in the producers to the higher level trophic level in the food chain. Accumulation concentration is called the biomagnification. So in the higher trophic level, always concentration levels will be more is there compared to the first level of the producers. So now coming to the eutrophication. Eutrophication means generally when the fertilizers will be used for the growth of the agriculture crops or plants. So that will be overly enriched with the nutrients. Generally are used for the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium for the agriculture purpose. That will be overly enriched such as nitrogen and the phosphorus, leading to the excessive in the water. That will be more develop the algae and fungus in the water. So that is called the eutrophication. And the more enriched of the nutrients will be coming into the water bodies. In the water bodies, algae and fungi, these plants will be growing faster. So that process is called the eutrophication. So now going to the water pollution. What are the source of the water pollution? Mainly there are water sources is coming to the two categories are there. First one is the point sources, second one is the non-point sources. Point sources means, for example, any commercial waste or solid waste or dumping from this will be mixed with the water flowing places or water bodies, or waste will be created by either households, from the industries, whatever the waste treatment plant discharge, that also is mixed with the water bodies, or industrial waste. Different industries are widely using for the water as a source, either coolant or solvent or different purposes are using. So these are all whatever sources are mixing with the water bodies is called the point sources water. So second one is the non-point sources means this will be coming from the either agriculture runoff. Generally for the agriculture purpose we are using for the water as a source. If that containing a lot of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, different enrichment of the nutrients are there, when that water will be coming into the water bodies. So that are the source of the agriculture runoff. So second one is the when the animal feed, whatever animal feed, that also is coming or enter into the water bodies, or some of the cities, streets or drainages, roads, when the water will be flowing, that water will be enter into the water bodies, that is categorized as the non-point sources. So there are two categories of the water sources is there, point sources, and the second one is the non-point sources. These will be sources or enter into the water bodies, either non-point sources or point sources. Now coming to the what are the causes of the pollution. So what are the major causes of the pollution? Here the first is the sewage and other wastes. When the more sewage treatment, water treatment, sewage will be enter into the water bodies, that water will be polluted is the more. Industrial waste. So nowadays industries are widely enter into the waste will be generating either in the gases or scales and sludges. So these are all will be whatever enter into the water bodies, the water will be slowly polluted and that causes for the water pollution. So a lot of gases will be dissolved. Some of the industries are releasing some waste. That synthetic detergents. Generally, we are using for the synthetic detergents for the cleaning of the clothes in every day in our home. So these are the organic compounds. Synthetic detergents are compounded from the organic surfactants. So these organic surfactants. So means once these will be coming enter into the water bodies, in the water bodies water will be polluted. So whatever the detergents, different surfactants or shampoos, these are all containing the different types of the surfactants there. So that will be enter into the water bodies, water will be polluted. So agriculture waste. When the agriculture waste means when the water will be run off from the agriculture sources like nutrients enriched water. So that will be mixed with the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium or ammonia. These are all will be entered into the water bodies. Water will be automatically polluted. That is called the eutrophication. In the previous slide we discussed. So that is the agriculture waste. Human activities, whatever human excretia, human activities. Some will be people are bathing in the rivers. Some will be cleaning the animals and the buffaloes in the water, rivers, canals. So that also is whatever human activities done in the outside. That also is a water causes for the pollution. So waste heat from the industries. So generally water is widely used in the different sectors, different industries for the various purposes. For example, in the nuclear reactor, water will be used as a coolant in nuclear reactor, in nuclear power plant, So during the power plant used as a coolant will be using water. So water absorbed a lot of heat from whatever releasing from the energy sources. So that some of the heat will be coming out and enter into the water bodies. So that heat will be affected a lot of parameters in the water bodies, like a dissolved oxygen will be decreased. Dissolved oxygen is decreased, and whatever is the aquatic life will be damaged because the temperature is going up, and these are all will be affected by the waste heat from the industries. Now customs and the traditions, because is the India as a mega diversity nation, a different traditional people are living in the country. So different habitats and different customs and traditions are there. They are following their own traditions, but that also one of the causes for the water pollution. Now coming to the effects of water pollution on human health. So mainly we are taking the water as a consumption for the industrial purpose and domestic purpose. In domestic purpose, we are using for the cooking, bathing, and drinking purpose. So for the when the polluted water will be taken, what are the effects will be on human health? Here the some of the instant will occur in the case studies are discussed. First one, the toxic compounds. This is one of the methyl mercury compound. This is the happened in the 1953 in Japan. In 1953 happened in Japan. In Japanese people, one of the industry that will be released in the methyl mercury compound in the sea. In the sea, they released in the methyl mercury compound. So that in sea containing the methyl mercury compound. So that methyl mercury compound will be eaten by the fishes. So that methyl mercury compound will be eaten by the fishes. So these fishes will be eaten by the humans. So means here the slowly whatever methyl mercury will be completely transferred into the human beings. Whatever that concentration will be transferred. So once that methyl mercury is transferred, one of the diseases came called the enmetha. So that is the symptoms are deafness, blurring of the vision. So eyes will be damaged and some of the mental derangement will be happen. What are these are the symptoms will be occurred when the methyl mercury will be entering into the human beings. This instant will be happen in the 1953 in Japan. So now second one, excessive nitrates. Generally these nitrates are coming from the agriculture runoff water. So for that place, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium will be used as a fertilizers. So when the more nitrates present in the drinking water source, or water bodies. So one of the diseases occurred that is called the blue baby syndrome. So means blue baby syndrome is nothing but a change the slowly color in change that converted into the blue color. So what is the reason for that convert into the blue color means here is the hemoglobin is converted into the non-functional oxidized form. So means generally hemoglobin will be major crucial role play in the transportation of the oxygen from one organ to other organ into the human body. But here is the hemoglobin will be non-functional oxidized form. So means when the oxidized form will be there, then only electrons, whatever will be oxygen will be carried from one place to other place. If this will be non-functional oxidized form means, so oxygen will be not traveled from one place to other place. So then automatically the color of the body organs and change from one color to other color. That disease is called the blue baby syndrome. Now, another instant will be whatever is the case study, rice fields. The rice fields, whatever is the irrigated with the effluent drainage from the cadmium containing the mines water. So this is also happened in Japan. So mines containing the cadmium water will be utilized for the rice fields irrigation. So it means that whatever heavy metals present in the water that will be slowly enter into the plants, whatever rice fields, that will be once aided by the whatever human beings, one of the disease occurred is called the itai. So means that will be related to the bones, kidneys, lungs and the thyroid will be affected. So means that will be also is cadmium will be enter into the slowly through the water to the plants. So that mines irrigated plants water will be used for the agricultural fields of rice fields. So another one in Telangana also water source groundwater or whatever surface water containing the more fluoride will be there. So once the more concentration of the fluoride will be mixed with the water, so that drinking that will be consumed by the human beings. So causes the main teeth and bones are coming, that is called the fluorosis. This will be estimated by the sum of the electrodes. So ion select electrodes will be used. So determine how much quantity of the fluorine is there. That is called the technique is called the Nalgonda technique. So whatever these are the heavy metals present in the water, whatever the effects will be observed in the case studies in the human beings, on the human beings. So whatever waterborne diseases like diarrhea, typhoid, cholera, infection diseases, jaundice, human beings, these are all will be coming to the water. This disease is called the waterborne diseases. Now coming to the water pollution on animals. When the water polluted will be taken on animals, what are the effects on animals? Generally polluted water reduces the dissolved oxygen. So polluted water always reduces the dissolved oxygen because more organic matter present in the polluted water. So for that organic matter will be decomposed or a degradation, lot of oxygen will be required. So means dissolved oxygen concentration will be decreased. So means is the content of eliminates by the organic like a plankton and fishes. So like a more organic matter present in the polluted water is a dissolved oxygen concentration will be decreased because is the oxygen will be consumed for the decomposition of the organic matter into the simpler molecules in the water. So that's why dissolved oxygen will be decreased. That will be affected by the plankton, plants and animals. When the dissolved oxygen concentration will be decreased in the water, that will be affected. So biocides and polychlorinated biphenyls and heavy metals directly eliminate the sensitive organic organisms. For example, these PCBs means we are using the lot of plastic materials. The chlorinated biphenyls are using mainly that polymer for the plastic materials. When this will be dumped into the water bodies and heavy metals directly eliminate sensitive. So whatever aquatic life will be damaged by the directly of this plastic material. So here the hot water will be discharged from the industries. So when the hot water will be discharged from some of the industries, whatever in the previous slide we discussed about the nuclear reactor, that water is entered into the water bodies. Here also lower its dissolved oxygen content. So once the dissolved oxygen content will be decreased, that will be affected the plankton and fishes on living organisms in the aquatic life. So these are the whatever the effects of water pollution on animals. Now coming to the effects of water pollution on plants. So water pollution has wide variety of its effect on plants life. Plant absorb dangerous chemicals from water bodies, because when the more polluted whatever chemicals, these are all will be dissolved in the water, that will be absorbed by plants, and in that plants containing that one, the slowly that plant will be affected. So it's affect the photosynthesis and aquatic life. So whatever the photosynthesis also affected by the any polluted water will be present in that one. Affects the mycoflora and microflora. So means this will be the more soil related, that one growing the organisms in the more soil. So when the high levels of nitrogen, phosphorus and water growth, so plants will be moving growth. These are like algae and fungus, this will be affected the water quality parameters. So now coming to the effects of water pollution on marine life. For example, dumping of trash in marine water, lot of plastics. For example, plastic will be dumping into the marine source. So that will be raised the many problems. So like a plastic food, this makes give the a foul smell in the during the some time, that will be not decomposed or not degraded plastic materials easily. So that will be converted into the simpler molecules. It takes so much time. So that will be affected the marine life also. So plastic is a non-biodegradable product, because generally most of the plastic materials are not biodegradable. So except that of the some of the biodegradable polymers, it takes 2 years to degrade. So means one plastic bottle will be thrown into the water, so that it takes the more than years to degrade by the whatever organisms. But that will be break the small pieces and the animals causing whatever marine animals causing to die. So that will be affected on the marine life. Now coming to the what are the steps will be required for the control of the water pollution. So here the first will be a treatment of domestic and industrial waste. So means whatever are coming from the domestic purpose and industrial waste, that will be not enter into the water bodies. The first step and first and foremost step taken for the is the treatment for the domestic and industrial waste will be not enter into the water bodies. The second will be control the excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture. So nowadays is the for more agriculture yield crops. So lot of fertilizers and pesticides are using, but that will be how much is required, that quantity only utilized, not more than that. If excessive will be used, that excessive will be run off through the agriculture, run water, enter into the water bodies, is different diseases will be occurred. So third one, strict enforcement of rules. So government give the strict enforcement of rules, follow this, and this rule will be like that one. So public awareness, everybody must aware the water, because is the water will be fresh water will be available very less for drinking purpose. So that will be everybody aware on that. So do their jobs. So drinking water should be boiled before whatever drinking. That water must be boiled, so cooled and then used. Then only whatever microorganisms related pathogenic bacteria, these all will be died. A disinfection of water by using the chemicals like a bleaching powder. So generally municipal water treatment are doing like this one only. So using the bleaching powder, that bleaching powder will be create the chlorine gas. The chlorine will be once again will react with the water to produce the hypochlorous acid. Hypochlorous acid is coming. That hypochlorous acid is a powerful disinfectant agent. Powerful disinfectant agent. This powerful disinfectant agent will kill the whatever microorganisms present in the water bodies. So pesticides and insecticides should be prevented nearby the water lakes. So very near to the water lakes and rivers, that pesticides related and insecticide related should be avoided. So then the drainage water should not will be allowed to mix with the drinking water. So means these two will be separated. It is the best for the drinking water. So drinking water not very close with the drainage water. When the drainage water will be mixed with the drinking water, so lot of problems will be arise. So drainage should not be maintained properly. Should be maintained properly. So drainage should be must maintain should be properly. So chlorination process is adapted for the drinking purpose. Already in the previous this one discussed, bleaching powder will be used. Now coming to the water pollution. So what are the quality parameters? What are the quality standards will be used? Here the drinking water should be must is the free from the pathogens. So means if the pathogens like whatever bacteria, algae, fungi, these are all will be there. A lot of plants and animals will be affected. So free from the pathogens. So required salts, under required salts means how much quantity is required that only present in the water. If exceeds, more exceeds, if the side effects are coming. So high concentration of minerals or organic matter present in the water that will be affected the living organisms. So not have the toxic chemicals, not having the toxic chemicals. So as for the Bureau of Indian Standards, so whatever the water containing the different water quality parameter standards, so their quantities, how much is required, desirable and permissible in this table will be represented. Here is the color, one of the units will be represented as an units. So generally this is the desirable limit is the 5 and the permissible it is the up to 25. So water generally is coming from the any water will be mixed with the organic matter, some of the chemical salts that dissolved in the water, that water is coming to the more water. So that water is the not determined, that one unobjectable, that one. The pH should be must 6.5 to 8.5. If more than that pH, some of the affected the aquatic life and the human beings also. If the less than that also is whatever is affected the human beings. Is the more acidic, more basic is not good for the human beings and aquatic life. In the continuation of this slide is the turbidity, and total hardness, chlorides and fluoride. Fluoride is just 1 mg per liter. 1 mg per liter only is acceptable because is the more constant, more is there, is the fluorosis is coming. Is the iron, dissolved salts and the sulfates, nitrates, alkalinity. Alkalinity means is the more whatever salts are responsible for the alkalinity, bicarbonates, carbonates, hydroxides. These are all will be is called the alkalinity responsible salts. So their total alkalinity is not more than the 200 mg per liter. Is the manganese, boron and aluminium. These are the desirable limit as per the Bureau of Indian Standards. And the permissible limits also mentioned in the table, their appropriate numbers. So this once is crossed that limit, that is called the threshold limit value, TLV value. So once that will be cause affected the human beings health problems and aquatic life affected, threshold limit value. Now coming to the so in this presentation we discussed about the water pollution and the water related standards as per the Bureau of Indian Standards. What are the major causes of the pollutions, what are the effects, what are the prevention methods. These are all will be discussed in the lecture. This is the next lecture we discussed about the noise pollution. So thanking you.